South Africa's female swimmers shone the brightest on day 2 of the South African National Aquatics Championships. Meder and Olivia Nel broke records in the 200-meter individual medley and 50-meter backstroke respectively. Clos also had a good day, proving his superiority in the 200-meter butterfly with his 13th national title. Now, this weekend is also expected to excite as a veteran of the pool makes a return. 42-year-old former champion Roland Skuman will jump into the water for the freestyle and butterfly events. Joining us now for a review and preview is eNCA senior sports reporter Hloni Mtimkulu. Good morning to you, Hloni. We are expecting a great deal of excitement given what we've seen on Wednesday night and on Thursday night, records being broken. You know, our stars who were probably going to be sending to Paris next year, showing exactly what it is that they have to offer before they even get to the World Championships. I mean, just let's look back at the last 2 nights. Who stood out for you the most?
Good morning, Morena. I'm going to step off shot just so you can see exactly where we are. We are at the Newton Park swimming pool in Gqeberha for the National Swimming Championships. It's very important to add, I think, that the last time we were here 2 years ago, it wasn't as full as this. Of course, it was still deep within COVID, and, you know, we had the mask going, we had the social distancing, we had the limits in terms of the event capacity. So the stands, our shots coming in here this morning were nowhere near as full as this, obviously because they had to cap the event capacity. So to see all of the people here just shows that you know, things are kind of back to normal. These are, of course, the first National Swimming Championships without any of the restrictions. So it's definitely good to see. But just in terms of the actual competition, we talked about what stood out over the past 2 days of competition so far. I think the big one would have been Tatiana Schoonmaker reclaiming her 100-meter title in the breaststroke. We know that last year was very much Laura van Niekerk's year in terms of her performances at the Nationals, in terms of her performances at the Commonwealth Games, in terms of her performances also at the Meder and, you know, and those international events. So Tatiana Schoonmaker, who had lost that title at last year's event in April, she reclaimed that 100-meter title. She had said it wasn't even about reclaiming the title, but it was just about ticking off some of her goals for this year. So she's happy with that performance. You mentioned Chad Lepro last night also, you know, taking part in that 200-meter butterfly. You know, of course, that event is a very memorable event for him as well. From the London Olympics, it was, I think, in 2012. We also know we're expecting, as you said, Roland Skuman to come on. But I think the one big performance that has stood out, of course, is Tatiana reclaiming that 100-meter breaststroke title. I think it just shows the kind of depth we have in South African swimming in terms of the breaststroke, where we have Tatiana, we have Laura, we have Kayleen as well. We don't talk as much about Kayleen, but she's also there, and she's also a medalist at a major event. So good to see that that is still going on, and that is still coming on strong for South African swimming, and especially for women's swimming, which of course hasn't always shone as brightly in the past, but we've seen now with Laura, we've seen with Kayleen, we've seen with Tatiana that actually our women's swimmers are also among the best in the world, Morena.
We are seeing, where women's swimming is concerned, Hloni, the younger ones coming through as well. And I mean, they're not necessarily young anymore. Rebecca and Olivia are 20, but we're also seeing it on the men's side. Ethan Duprier yesterday giving Chad Leclos quite a good swim for his money. I mean, we are looking good in terms of young talent, considering that we are over a year away from the Olympics.
Yeah, you're right. You know, we've seen someone like Peter Kutsia, who's just broken out. We've seen also Matt Says also, who's broken out, you know. And remember, I spoke to Chad Leclos about this young talent that is coming through, and he said that he feels like he's like the old man of swimming. But I mean, imagine they're swimming against him. But just in terms of the kind of thing or the kind of spread that it adds, he was also saying that things have changed so much in the past few years, where in the past people would race and take part in their own races, and they wouldn't stay on to watch other people racing. But now with the young ones coming through, everyone is staying to watch everyone else's race, and there's more camaraderie in the team just in terms of that. So I think having these youngsters coming through, but balancing it out with someone like a Chad who was there as a youngster himself, that just kind of, that's a nice balance in the team just in terms of that. So it's nice to see the likes of Peter Kutia, Matt Saints coming through for the men, and hopefully with the Paris Olympics coming up, with the World Champs coming up, and also with the 2028 Olympics, we have a nice group of swimmers that will kind of continue that spirit that South Africa has shown in the pool, Morena.
Most definitely. Hloni, we will leave it there with you for now. Of course, we do know you're going to be bringing more of these updates and just telling us who's done what in the pool so far today. That's going to be happening later on this afternoon. So thank you for that. That was our eNCA sports reporter, senior sports reporter, that is Hloni Mtimkulu.